everyone, and welcome back for Creative Week 23. So this week is a little different. I didn't do a ton of journaling, so this is going to be a mishmash of random things. So I started a new personal journal. So this is me making a pocket to put in the back. I always put a pocket in my personal journal to hold photos and stuff that I want to use in my journal. And sometimes at the end of the month, there ends up being photos that never got journaled with, but at least they're in the correct journal, right? So that's what I'm doing here. I just took a piece of Tim Holtz paper and made a pocket, not rocket science or anything. And then I used some rub-ons over the top from Tim Holtz as well. And as you can see, those are photos that I had left over from my last personal journal that I felt could be used again in this one. So, yep, that's what I'm doing there. And then to finish up my other personal journal, I had a couple photos that I needed to do. You saw me prep this background last week, so I'm just sticking those photos in there. This photo on the top left is actually really cool. That is like a little glowing ball that I caught on camera when I was taking a picture of the river. And I took two photos, one right after the other, and it's only in one of them. And I thought it was super cool. I have no idea what it is, but it's definitely not a water spot, and I love it. So I had to put it in my journal. And then on the right there is the journal entry that I did while sitting in the river. So I wanted to leave that space there on the left to put a photo of me journaling in the river, because I'm a dork like that. So, yep. Adding Tim Holtz word stickers and just trying to use up some ephemera bits that I have. Then one of the things I like to do when I finish a journal, especially a written journal, is just write like a little end note to my journal almost. Just because they do become kind of like my friends, and obviously you're talking to yourself, so essentially you're your own friend. But I just like to sum up the feel of that journal that I had, and kind of recognize that these pages now hold my innermost thoughts, and that's pretty cool, I think. So I finished this personal journal from March to the end of August of this year, and I shall be putting it to bed, so to speak, or on the shelf to read at a later date. So I thought I'd just show you guys that since you don't get to see much of my personal journal, I thought it would be fun. Then this is me finishing up my at the moment in my personal journal. I had this space left, and I am pretty much obsessed for the fourth month putting Tabasco on my eggs. I don't know why. I just love Tabasco. And it goes on my breakfast sandwich every morning or anytime I eat eggs, and sometimes in other sandwiches. So I wanted to sketch that out in the empty space and put that into my journal. So I'm just going in with some colored pencil. Sorry about the dog barking if you can hear that. I went in with some colored pencil, and I felt like it didn't have that smooth colored look that I like, so I went over it after with some Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers to brighten it up a little bit. This here is a water brush filled with ink for shadows. Bree from Documented Journey does this, and I wanted to try it out. I think I made my washes both light though, so I need to go back in and darken one of them up, but so far, I'm really liking those. Actually, I think that might be the first time I officially used it, but shh. So anyway, that's my little Tabasco drawing in my at the moment, and my bullet journal video will be coming soon, so don't worry, you'll get to see that. This is another piece of my personal journal that I was sharing with you guys, so I like to keep a little calendar in there, and then I circle each date that I journal. I don't know why, it's just something I like to do. So this is the calendar printable from Courtney Little Raven Ink's Patreon. I've talked about it many times here on my channel. So if you have not checked that out before, I will try to leave it linked for you below. I love her stuff, and she does a calendar every month, and it goes in my journal for this purpose. And I really love that sticker of that girl who's so unimpressed. So yeah. Then, oh, I did do a bit of journaling in my actual journal, so that's where this comes in. That right there is a stack of photos that I have left from August that I need to journal. So hopefully I get my mojo back soon. It's not that I haven't had my mojo, but I'm reading a really cool memoir right now, so I did more memoir reading this week than I did journaling, which I think is totally fine. But like I said, I have all those photos to catch up on. So hopefully next week there'll be lots of photo interaction going on. So what I'm doing here is I want to journal on this page, but I'm so in love with this time card that one of my pen pals sent me, Deb. And I don't want to cover it up. So what I did was I took a piece of acetate and I stapled it on the top, and then I'm going to put a journaling tag in it. So I'm using it as a journal page, but I can always take that tag out and then still see the time card in its entirety. That's one of my tips if you like a page so much you don't want to cover it up, but you still want to use it because you don't want it to just be blank. Just use an acetate pocket, and it makes a really cool effect. So you're probably wondering why I have a bunch of grasshoppers that I'm journaling about. But, oh, I had to get a glass of wine might help, right? That's what that is. So anyway, I was sitting outside last week, or the week before, probably the week before since these are past photos, and a little grasshopper jumped on my leg. And then a couple days later, a different grasshopper jumped on my head and then chilled on my arm for like 15 minutes. So I wanted to document that. I thought it was cool. That little arrow right there on that photo is pointing to that ball that you saw enlarged in my other journal, the ball of light in that photo, which I thought was super cool. So did that, and then I just attached a little tab. You can't tell, but they're dates of the month, so it says August. And then I've been really having a good time exploring just like different shots and like video editing and stuff. So I just put this clip in here for you guys to show you that. And I'm going to leave you with a very cool cloud shot that I took this past week and put on my personal Instagram. So yeah, that's it for my creative week this guys. Short and sweet. Please don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss next week's video. And I will talk to you guys again soon. Take care.